So Sam Bankman-Fried, who is a self-proclaimed vegan, stated in some leaked text messages and emails that he may have accidentally eaten over 3,000 shrimp. Yes, you heard that right. I don't know anybody who has accidentally eaten 3,000 shrimp. Now, if you saw my YouTube short video yesterday, you already saw this, and you're probably wondering why I'm talking about it again. And I even got a comment from Inyej, and I apologize if I said your name incorrectly, who's a subscriber, and they said, what does this have to do with anything? And that's a very valid question. What does this have to do with anything? And while the post might have seemed very silly, to me there's a big takeaway here, and that is that Sam Bankman-Fried is willing to lie about literally anything. This, in my eyes, is very small in the grand scheme of what is happening with FTX. So for Sam to lie about something like this, why? It just really shows you the mindset that he is in. And okay, so a guy who screwed up and was lying from the get-go is lying now. What's new here? Well, to me, the big thing is that Sam is selling a bunch of crap and the media is buying it. This is the most surprising thing to me, is the absolute, I will call it failure of the big media corporations to cover the FTX situation. And it all started really with a New York Times article, which, if you guys didn't see, was a big puff piece on Sam Bankman-Fried. And what I mean by that is it talked him up and it made him seem like a not so bad guy and that he might even be the victim in this scenario. It got so much attention that even Elon Musk was tweeting on the thread asking about why the puff piece to New York Times. That's how much attention this one article drew. Now, I didn't pay much of mind to it. I assumed that, this was just some journalist who was trying to get some attention and, they put out an article, so what? Then a trend started to emerge, and the narrative became very clear as to what the media was pushing. We got a Wall Street Journal article that's titled, "FTX's Collapse Wiped Out Founders' Philanthropic Aims." And if you read through the article, they're really trying to paint Sam as a philanthropic, as a philanthropist who was trying to give away all his money and do all these great things, and unfortunately the cards just didn't fall in his favor. And this is where it started to get really insane for me, because I saw this and I saw the New York Times article and I was like, no way they're actually going to try to push this narrative. Well, it didn't stop there. So we actually got this video that I'm going to put up there for you guys. It's from the New York Times, and it just happened, I think it was just today, where Sam Bankman-Fried came on, he talked to the host, and I want you to pay attention to the comment he makes and the crowd's reaction.
Look, I've had a bad month. This has not been a fun month for me, but that's not what matters here.
They're literally laughing. They're laughing. They're having a great time. Like, it's just Sam Bankman-Fried losing money, no biggie. This is just turning insane to me. I cannot believe that everything is basically being this soft on Sam Bankman-Fried when you look in the past at people like Bernie Madoff, who were doing almost exactly the same thing that Sam was doing, and faced absolute scrutiny nationwide, worldwide, really. And then we've got people laughing at Sam Bankman-Fried as if he's telling, a stand-up comic joke here. It's just absolutely crazy. Now, I was sitting here and I was like, there's no way that people can actually be buying this. The news articles, okay, whatever, they're putting them out there, but there's no way that actually, people are actually believing this. Then we get a tweet from Bill Ackman, and he says, "Call me crazy, but I think that Sam Bankman-Fried is telling the truth." And it doesn't stop there. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, then quote tweets that Bill Ackman tweet and follows up with, "I lost millions as an investor in FTX and got sandblasted as a paid spokesperson for the firm, but after listening to that interview, I'm in the Bill Ackman camp about the kid." So basically saying he agrees with Bill Ackman that, Sam's telling the truth and he's really not that bad of a guy. And I'm not just insinuating this. Kevin O'Leary has put out multiple tweets and videos defending Sam Bankman-Fried, and even stated in one that he might be tempted to reinvest if Sam wanted to start an FTX 2.0. He even calls Sam a good trader, somebody who lost $10 billion trading and can't even mark his bank accounts correctly. Kevin O'Leary is calling a good trader. This was crazy to me. And I don't know if Sam has been going on like it seems like he's trying to go out and talk to a bunch of media articles and push this narrative. He's obviously got some sort of plan arrived here with the narrative he's trying to push. And then he went and accepted a voice interview with Tiffany Fong, and she is talking to him, and I'm going to play a clip from what she says, and it's regarding the backdoor scenario that we talked about with FTX, where we thought Sam Bankman-Fried had built a backdoor so that he could move customer funds around without other people knowing.
There was something about a backdoor that allowed you to execute commands that could alter the company's financial records without alerting others. That this was put in place. I think that was a Reuters article, which made it seem like you secretly were moving money in the background.
Wait, and this is something that I would be doing?
It kind of said that SBF put like a secret backdoor so that he was moving funds to Alameda and it was undetected. Like this was something that you put into place potentially? I mean, that's how it read.
Well, that's interesting. So that I can tell you is definitely not true. I don't even know how to code, is the honest, embarrassing answer. I certainly wasn't like building some backdoor in the system. I could barely use the system. That's not true. I knew this system pretty well from a user interface perspective, but I literally never have opened the code base.
So you can see there, she asks him about it. He claims that he doesn't even know how to code, that there's no way he built a back door. Now, CoffeeZilla, who we've talked about on this channel before, and if you guys haven't, definitely go check out his channel. He puts out a lot of great coverage, especially on the FTX situation. And he mentions one critical thing that she forgot to ask, and that was that she asked directly if Sam created the back door. But it turns out Sam actually has a right-hand man who handles all of his coding. So maybe the better way she could have asked the question was, did anyone at FTX build a back door? Because Sam clearly states that he was not the one to create the back door, but doesn't say that nobody could have created the back door. And a lot of people are thinking that maybe his right-hand man had coded this back door that a lot of people are talking about. And this isn't just coming out of thin air. This was a Reuters article into the whole backdoor situation. So there's a lot of credibility behind the people who are writing behind it. Now, I know that might sound super hypocritical, coming from me talking about how all these other, big mainstream media companies are defending Sam and not telling the truth. But there was actually some evidence that FTX may have built a backdoor to trick auditors. So again, this was pretty huge to me. Now, ABC may have done the only interview that I think shot straight with Sam and actually asked him the hard questions. And there's one clip that I want to play for you guys, and pay attention to the way Sam handles the question being asked.
I am no cryptocurrency expert. I'm no finance expert,
Yep.
but I don't think you answered my question. I always ask, Did you know that FTX deposits were used to pay off Alameda creditors?
I don't know of FTX deposits being used to pay off Alameda creditors.
So you can see there, Sam is reciting the question to himself, which to me, this is not the behavior of somebody who is telling the truth. They don't need to sit there and think about their response. If he was telling the truth and really didn't have any involvement with customer funds, he would have just said that. He would have just come out and said it. He wouldn't have needed to repeat this question to himself so that he could come up with the answer on the fly real quick, because it's clear that he's putting a lot of thought into the answering of this question, which, okay, this is a hot topic with FTX and possibly the incriminating topic of FTX. If he goes to jail, it's probably going to be for, fraud and taking customer funds. So he's got to think very carefully about how he answers it. But again, someone who didn't actually do this and was telling the truth would have just came out right away and said that, look, I didn't touch customer funds. That wasn't me. But he doesn't do that here. It takes him some time. He's got to think about it, and then he generates a response and then gives his response here. So this whole thing to me is just, I see it as Sam blatantly lying in almost every way. In everything I see, he doesn't seem like a person to me, and I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people. He doesn't seem like someone who is telling the truth. Yet there is a lot of people buying into this narrative that Sam is actually the victim, and that he's really just a good guy, and that things just didn't fall in his favor, which is absolutely crazy to me. Now, Guys, I'm going to continue to cover this situation because it seems like these news articles continue to come out, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. So drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think about everything I talked about today and what you have seen. Maybe there's some pieces that I'm missing. I don't think there is. And like I said, I just think that this is absolutely insane. If this is your first time to the channel, guys, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to leave you guys with a video from Gabriel Haynes that I thought was pretty funny. If you guys don't know Gabriel, definitely check him out on Twitter. He is absolutely hilarious. He'll definitely give you a laugh. But I'm going to leave you with his video, and I will see you guys next time.
So I have a simple question here. SBF claims he was not a coder, did not have access to funds, was not building backdoors. He is also horrible at League of Legends, doesn't read any books. What the fuck was he doing the entire time sleeping on those goddamn beanbags? What was he doing?